Hi, it's Barb, Maple PhD, and as an astronomer, I see the universe in everything that I do, including board games. In this series, I am looking at board game mechanisms on Board Game Geek and seeing where I find them at work in the universe. This time we're talking about delayed purchase. This is a game mechanism where a player may buy something on one turn, but have to wait for a subsequent turn in order to use it. A huge example of this would be Clank, or basically any deck building game, where at the beginning of the game you have this cruddy deck that one of the actions you do on your turn is you use resources that you've played in order to buy better cards to beef up your deck. Typically though, those cards go either on a discard pile or even on top of your deck, and you don't get to use them until a future turn. Another example of this would be the Quacks of Quedlinburg. This is a bag building game where you're building up a bag of different ingredients, playing them out into a pot, but pushing your luck a little bit because you can cause that pot to explode. One of the phases of the game is that you can buy new ingredients that get put in your bag and hopefully come out in a future round, although sometimes I swear they stick in the bottom of that bag and never come out. But it's another example of delayed purchase. So where do I see this at work in the universe? I see it in elements and the way that they are spread throughout the universe. Most of the elements we see around us right now, things like carbon and oxygen, those are things that were created in stars over time. Stars spend most of their existence turning hydrogen into helium at their centers. Once that hydrogen runs out in the core, if they're big enough, they can start fusing other elements into heavier and heavier elements. But the trick here is those elements are all stuck in that star until they are released into the universe somehow. Now, if it's a small star like our sun, this will happen when the star's core, our star's core will collapse and the outer layers just kind of gently puff out into the rest of the surroundings, becoming available to other stars who will be forming in the future. If a star is large enough, it will explode in a supernova, pushing all of its material, not all of it, it'll still have a core that collapses, but pushing a lot of materials out into the universe and creating some additional new elements on the way. But again, these will float out into the universe and become available to future stars that form and future star systems, and maybe planets like Earth that we are hoping to find out there. So the next time you're playing a game with a delayed purchase and you are putting that newfound goodie into your bag or onto a discard pile or something, take just 1 minute to remember that the elements that make up almost everything that we do were a delayed purchase from a number of stars in our galaxy. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions about the science or the games that I discussed here, leave them in the comments below. Or maybe you have a favorite game with delayed purchase. I'd like to hear about that too. In the meantime, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you know when the next one comes out. I'll be continuing this series every couple of weeks, releasing another video about a game mechanism. Otherwise, you can find me elsewhere on the internet as Maple PhD on Instagram and Twitter, and I have a blog at maplephd.com.